I don't give a fuck, that nigga, he a killer, get it. Got a Benz, but the Bentley when I'm supposed to be willing. Killing, drug dealing, how we make a living here. And we don't give a fuck, we a slap box of base. Start winning, shoot the grizzly and get a tattoo tear. Tell Lena, put the tattoo there. As a young kid, the war zone was my daycare. My main care, and my dad wasn't there. And the block was rocking like my grandma's favorite chair. Got hit with slugs, I'm still living, that's a blessing. Riding like taxi cab confessions. Young, black, and wild, running with an Uzi. Crazy, somebody need the 302 me. I'm a G, motherfucker, that's it. If you ain't a G, then you probably won't get this shit. If you a G, be a G. If you a flea, stay in your place. You can tell them G boys, tattoos on their face.
So just recently, due to recent events, we know that Iran got bombed. B-2 bombers, they just got a few bunker busters hit their, hit Iran, and we took out their nuclear facilities. A lot of people are saying in the news,
been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
They're downplaying it in CNN and mainstream media on how basically we only set them back a few months, when in reality really doesn't matter. We took out their nuclear capability, which they were so close to making. They had one ingredient and it could have been that bad. It really doesn't matter. We took out their nuclear capability, which they were so close to making. They had one ingredient and it could have been that bad. These are radicals. These are people that hate America. They've been on numerous occasions caught on camera bringing death to America. They hate us. They don't belong. No other country should have nuclear powers. No other country besides America. Even America, we should all. There should be no nukes in existence, to be honest with you, because that's just insane, suicidal. You know what I mean? Like that. These are bombs that are capable of taking out a whole country. So this is, we should do away with them altogether.
I feel like the gun laws here in America is tricky. Well, in PA, it's weird because it's like you cannot have a felony and own a gun, but you can't do nothing with it. Basically, you just gotta sit in a house with it. But down south, well, in Pennsylvania, that's how it is. If you're a felon, you can't even have. Matter of fact, in PA, when you're a felon, you can't even have a gun. But if you're not a felon, you can have one, but you can't go outside with it. But with that being said, down in the South, well, of course, like when I was in Atlanta, you did need a license in Atlanta, but you can walk into a gun store and still shoot your gun, and it ain't a crazy fee. Out here, the fee is crazy. It's like they charge like $400. I talk to some people, they talking about they want to get to know me. Like, damn, just to shoot my gun, you gotta get to know me. It's just like, it's a lot, man. As far as changing it, I don't really know, because I don't know if they got it like that for a reason, or if I can't really complain about it, because it's like it don't bother me. But as far as people I know that's felons who ain't been in trouble in a long time, I know they wish they can get their rights back without having to pay a crazy fine or lawyering up, whatever the situation may be,
I'm a two-time convicted ex-felon. I'm going to say ex because it's been over 10 years since I've been convicted of anything. But anyway, due to the fact that we live in PA, we have strict gun laws. And basically, as soon as you get a felony, you get stripped automatically your right to carry your weapon. And honestly, my opinion is, it states specifically in the Constitution that it shall not be infringed. Now, unless you abuse your actual gun rights, like I say I have a armed robbery or anything that involved a gun and I didn't have a gun license, I can get that them taking my gun license. But if it doesn't have anything to do with that, they shouldn't be able to take it. It says shall not be infringed for a reason. That's your God-given right. Nobody can take that from you. But due to the policies and law changes and these politicians and the uprise with one side, like mothers, their families get shot and stuff like that. So they go and they fight the courts, and it changes the policies and the laws, knowing that it really isn't going to change everything for everybody. You know what I mean? Like if you change it in one state, they just leave the state and go get a gun in another state, or you can never stop it. That's the thing, is no matter what laws you change, you can even outright ban weapons. That just makes it harder for them to get it, but they'll still get it. If they want a gun, they're gonna get a gun. You just need to start I think, my personal opinion, you should have, like, in the community, in every community should be some place where you can teach people about that stuff. It should be taught in schools, gun safety, your gun rights. The Constitution should be taught in schools. So this way they know, the ins and outs, the ups and, downs, like the dangers of guns. You know what I mean? And we'd have a lot more people being responsible. But I think the laws being stricter actually makes it worse, to be honest with you. Because then if you see in other, like, countries where there's no laws against it, there's zero crime rate. But here they gotta commit crimes to get guns. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong. I mean, there's no excuse in a way. You can, like, you did it, I did. I'm in the process. I'm gonna do it myself and get my rights back. If you stay out of trouble, you can get them back. But it shouldn't be the case.
I've been clutching on that heater like every day and night. Ever since I seen that Reaper pass and take a man life. Giving me to you and me, nigga dead right. I'ma squeeze to a D-cop, the breeze in the T-top. Glock got the Scotty Pippen clip, 33 shots. And if the win it, that revolver, nigga, you need not to bring that. Cause when that thing clap and make the knees knock and brain splat all over the wall, no respawn to bring back a revive. Everything I spit is crack, classic like the Reebok. We get that butter softer than that level on the felines. They had them fiends rushing on the corner like Deion Sanders. See, I'm from where niggas disappear in the thin air, just from getting scared when niggas come to get their head. This 45th I wear nice, help me flip my gear right. So if it's war on sight,
If you do the research and you look it up, and you'll notice that if you every single city in each state that you see that look horrible, that are mistreated, underfunded, Democrat-run city, every single one of them. And you check out the Republican-run cities and just witness it for yourself, and you can see. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. All big inner cities, especially the ones that, like I said, they're underfunded. You'll notice they're all underfunded. They look like trash. Nobody's getting any help, and they make promises that they can't keep. Every single one of them are Democrat-run cities. Every major city in every state, because they're misinformed. The only source of news they get usually is CNN, MSNBC, and they're all bought and paid for news networks. They're paid off by the billionaire Democrats and special interest groups. So they're all basically parroting the same thing. You know what I mean? Like they're highly paid. They don't care what happens to the community. If you ever notice, and that's another thing you do your research on, is that the anchors and the reporters and the people you see on these major news networks, they're all highly paid, millions. Some of them paid $29 million a year. They're not even in the same bracket as you. They don't know what it's like to live like you. They live in gated communities. They have private security everywhere they go. These people of course, they'll misinform you to get a paycheck. It's all bought and paid for. That's why you think Trump says fake news all the time. He only likes a certain news networks, and everybody automatically assume we're Fox people. No. Every time I say something, people say, "Oh, you watch Fox?" No, I've seen Fox. Yeah, I know what it is, but that's not where I get my news from, and that's not where I research.
You don't like CNN either.
Right. I don't like CNN because CNN I call crooked news network, because of the simple fact that they're not the same as they used to be. They used to be a good news network, but they're all corporate now. So whatever they're told to say, they're gonna say it. They're reading from scripts. If people look at every time they act like they're out in the fields and stuff, it's all set up like Hollywood. It's not real. They're not in the battlefield. It's fake. It's all fake, and they're being exposed. That's why their news networks are flopping. Soon in another 5 years, CNN won't be on broadcast no more, because they're going bankrupt. They have lawsuits against them, billions. Shit, what, Trump sued MSNBC and CNN for billions, like 60 billion, and they're losing all their watchers, because everybody's starting to go to social media now. That's where everybody's starting to look at the independent journalists now, because they know they tell the truth. They're all, most of them are conservatives, and they tell the truth. They ain't got nothing to lie about. But these obviously these cable news networks, the mainstream media. I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. They're Hollywood. They're paid by billionaires. That's where they get their funding from. NPR was funded by the government, taxpayer money. They were getting billions of dollars a year. NPR. It's insane. Bring up is about celebrity influence. That should never be involved in politics. Okay, celebrities should stay celebrities and stay in their lane. And they got millions of followers. There should be no way that they should be able to influence politics in any way. They shouldn't even be involved. And honestly, if it was my opinion, I would say we should make that against the law for celebrities to be endorsing candidates, because they're supposed to be selling us on their policy. They're supposed to be selling themselves, not celebrities, not everybody else. And people are so awestruck over these people when they bring when they endorse somebody. It's set in stone, because you got, let's say this person got 5 million followers. That's 5 million votes. They're going to do it just because that celebrity said so, which I don't ever get, because they're celebrities. Yes, okay, you admire their talent from afar. You know what I mean? You give them their respect and all that, but most of them, they get to a higher position, they don't respect you. You know what I mean? But it's just something we had to bring up, because it's something that bothers me, is that I like a lot of artists. My boy likes a lot of artists, but we're not going to let them influence our ideals or opinions. You know what I mean? We might try to use them as an example and look up to them and stuff like that, but when it comes to politics, that should be set aside. They should stay out of politics, because that influences it too much. These people need to be selling themselves, not looking up to other people to pave the way for them. Like, it's just cheat. It's a cheat code.